the American Football League National Football League Championship. The Kansas City Chiefs, winner of the championship in the newer AFL against the Green Bay Packers, who have won the NFL championship. To our right, the yellow end zone with Chiefs spelled out in red letters and the American Football League emblem. To our left, in green letters spelled out Packers.
Again, everybody, from the Orange Bowl here in Miami, Florida, this is Tom Hedrick, the voice of the Kansas City Chiefs, along with Jack Drees, will be doing our play-by-play, the voice of the St. Louis Football Cardinals. We have an ideal day for the Super Bowl game, the second game between the AFL and NFL champions. Here in Miami, it's 64 degrees. The wind is blowing from the west at about 10 miles an hour.
NBC Sports presents the third AFL NFL World Championship game, the Super Bowl. The American Football League champions, the New York Jets, versus the National Football League champions, the Baltimore Colts.
The Sugar Bowl, Tulane Stadium in New Orleans. And it is time for the Super Bowl. Hi, I'm Jack Buck. Pat Summerall alongside, and believe it, Miller caught 9 touchdown passes during this year. Is the Michigan State alumnus. And he's Lanier, number 63.
Tough hitter is Willie Lanier. In the middle, good speed, 6'1", 245, a 3-year man.
In sun-spangled New Orleans, Super Bowl VI unfolded in a panorama of pageantry. This brilliant backdrop was spiced by a surprise arrival, the Miami Dolphins. The Dolphins were born in expansion, and during their first 4 years, they sought only respectability. Now, after 2 seasons under Don Shula, they were saluted as champions of the AFC. They had arrived at pro football's most important moment, emotional crest. Their opponents readied themselves with somber resolve. For even in the midst of sunny celebration, the Dallas Cowboys were haunted by a troublesome past.
Hi, everybody. I'm Kurt Gowdy to call the play-by-play for you today. Al DeRogatis will be analyzing the game, and Bill Ennis will be roaming the sidelines and the dressing rooms. Super Bowl VII, on paper, before the kickoff, looks like the best match, the most intriguing match we've had yet in these Super Bowl games. First of all, we have a team coming in here undefeated, untied, the Miami Dolphins. No team has ever come into the Super Bowl with an unblemished record. No team has ever won 17 games in a row in a professional football season. Miami's shooting for that record today. They have a lot of romance to the game. The no-name defense boys of Miami against the outcasts, the old men of the Washington Redskins. And they're still a rival.
In 8 seasons, the Super Bowl has become such an event. The Minnesota Vikings had come this way before, only to suffer a shocking loss to the underdog Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl IV. Now, 4 years later, they stood on the threshold again, but this time, they were the underdogs. In those same 4 years, the Miami Dolphins had risen from the dregs of the sport.
Now the crowd of 80,000 settles back down again. Fred Cox will kick off for Minnesota. That's Chuck Noll trying to keep warm over there for the Steelers. Cox usually kicks to about the 5-yard line. He may squib kick it. He likes to squib it to the corners. You might keep your eyes on McNeil, 54, going down, and the oldest man in the National Football League covering kickoffs.
Is jam-packed. The temperature is 56 degrees in Miami. Good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall. This is Tom Brookshire, and after all the hoopla, Tommy, I gotta ask you if you're ready to go.
I tell you, I tossed and turned last night. It is not just another football game, Pat. You and I will try to treat it that way. It's going to have the humorous moments, but now it's up to the players.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, let's meet the starting defensive unit.
This is it, Curtis.
Here we go. The 11th Super Bowl is up.
I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire. Well, as you can see, the Superdome is stuffed. And in spite of what you might think, by now they are going to play, Denver and Dallas.
Remember, Denver has to give the ball up. And if you get behind Dallas early, I'm afraid you might start overcompensate. And they've got to be so pumped up
That is the veteran Jim Turner lining up to kick off. Lonnie Perrin had done some of the kicking, and deep for Dallas, number 36 is Larry Brinson. Number 86 is...
Fans settling into Miami's Orange Bowl on a rainy, windy Sunday afternoon to see firsthand which team is pro football's best. The Cowboys of Dallas, last year's champions, or the Steelers of Pittsburgh.
Rose Bowl is packed. Not an empty seat anywhere. And we are indeed down to two survivors, the Pittsburgh Steelers and the Los Angeles Rams. And good afternoon. I'm Pat Summerall with Tom Brookshire, and they talk about survivors. I guess that's what I feel like.
I can't believe it. It's like a dream come true. It's unbelievable. Yes, and we're going to win. We are going to win, no question.
Confident champions of the American Football Conference, the Oakland Raiders danced into this prestigious ball wearing glass slippers. If ever there was a Cinderella champion, it was these men in silver and black. Their quarterback, Jim Plunkett, had salvaged a wrecked career. Philadelphia Eagles, since Dick Vermeil had molded a winner out of a former loser. Because their personality mirrored his discipline and determination, these Eagles were often given more credit for being hard workers than good football players.
Believe me, the view from inside is better than that from the outside, as it's frozen outside, but very pleasant inside the Silverdome in Pontiac. Cincinnati and San Francisco, Super Bowl 16.
We now direct your attention to the north end of the bowl for the player introductions. Here is Dick Enberg of NBC Sports.
Introducing the Miami defensive starting lineup, the AFC champion Dolphins. At left end, from Nevada, Reno, number 75, Doug Betters. Introducing the starting defensive unit for the NFC champion Washington Redskins. At left end, from Brigham Young University, number 76, Matt Mendenhall.
A matchup between the two best teams in the National Football League. The Redskins 31-3 over the last 34 games. The Raiders 25-9.
19. Hugh McElhaney and President Ronald Reagan, who earlier today took the formal oath of office. And now the teams are getting aligned on the field. There's head coach Bill Walsh. The genius label, I think, perhaps is going to the team, the Miami Dolphins. And the San Francisco 49ers, the best combined records of any two teams to ever meet in a Super Bowl, 29-3 in a
storm, a flood of promotion and publicity. The curtain is about to pull, and Super Bowl 20 will play to this enthusiastic audience in New Orleans. Nearly 74,000 fans, SRO. The stage is colorfully set for the NFL's top two companies, the Chicago Bears and the New England Patriots. Hello, everyone. Dick.
That there's any way you can hope for better weather, better playing conditions.
Well, I think that some of the big, giant defensive players would wish it were a little cooler. That was one of the things that Bill Parcells was worried about, that, you know, at the end of the season, they played back there in New York in all that cold weather, and he was worried about his team's cardiovascular conditioning. He said the one thing we don't want is a
performance during the year. Graded from New York by Art McNally and his staff. So they are the best. The teams are the best. Because on the other side, Giants are the home team. They'll be dressed in blue. And the Broncos dressed in white.
From San Diego, California, on a spectacularly beautiful day for football. The crowd is getting into it. A tremendous pregame show leading up to the football game itself. And the two teams about ready to take the field.
You want the heavy favorite, the San Francisco 49ers, going for their third Super Bowl win in this decade, or the underdogs by 7 points, the Cincinnati Bengals, trying to celebrate their 200th year as an American city with their first Super Bowl win.
The Superdome in New Orleans, the site of Super Bowl number 24. And we're just about set. This is the ultimate.
San Francisco, you are the visiting team and will be calling the toss. This is the commemorative coin. This side is heads. This side is tails. This side is heads. This side is tails.
That has to encourage them already.
You know, anytime in a big game, I always like to lose the coin toss.
At hand as the Buffalo Bills and the New York Giants get ready to have at it. The NFC, as many of you I'm sure know, has won the last 6 Super Bowls, the last time the AFC.
For those who toil on the battlefields of the NFL every Sunday, the dream is to someday make the walk down the runway to football's ultimate field of dreams, the Super Bowl.
The Rose Bowl in Pasadena, architecturally inspired by the Yale Bowl in New Haven, Connecticut 70 years ago. The scene, 102,000 to see if it'll be Buffalo Bills trying to deny that 3 losses in a row, or will the young Dallas Cowboys win another for the NFC? Hello, everyone. I'm
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Super Bowl 28. Let's meet the National Football Conference champion, Dallas Cowboys. For conference champion, Buffalo Bills. Midfield are Charger captains John Carney, Stan Brock, Courtney Hall, Leslie O'Neal, and Junior Seau.
Techniques that we saw during the national anthem. That's actually better than it looked like. There's a great shot from above. It is lingering inside the stadium. It is not cleared yet, and it's hazy.
It's like a scene from a cabaret.
The referee for today's game is Jerry Markbright.
The logo for Super Bowl 30 will be tails. The 2 helmets will be heads. Tossing the coin will be Super Bowl MVP Joe Montana.
Handle the football to start this game.
And sometimes with all the adrenaline thrusting in the courses of these bodies.
Pat Summerall here with John Madden, and all that build-up and all of this hoopla. John, is it as big as it seems?
I think it's bigger than it seems, and if you're one of these players or one of these coaches, it's the biggest thing in your life. To give him play, he has to get off to a good start. We talked to Bill Parcells, we talked to Drew Bledsoe, and in there, and Drew Bledsoe, Brett Favre has been the MVP of the National Football League the last 2 years. Brett Favre is capable of getting off.
Finest for Super Bowl 32. Qualcomm Stadium awaits the Denver Broncos and the defending champion Green Bay Packers. Hello, everyone, and indeed this will be a battle of quarterbacks, and if history repeats.
Smoke is just about cleared. Behind us, the hoopla is just about over, and we're going to play, I think, pretty soon.
Well, and the hoopla is the greatest part of it. You know, if you're in pro football, this is your life, and right now there's no place you'd rather be than right down there in the field. And 30 teams start.
Entire playbook, and that's to win is to run against a smaller, quicker defense.
Has come. We are in Tampa, Florida this evening to determine an ultimate winner as the Baltimore Ravens meet the New York Giants.
Super Bowl 36 coming up between the St. Louis Rams and the New England Patriots.
So we are finally ready now. The much anticipated matchup between the Oakland Raiders and the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Super Bowl 37.
For all the marbles, Super Bowl 38, the Carolina Panthers and the New England Patriots.
It's the Philadelphia Eagles. And now welcome to the broad
game is about to break out. Mike Holmgren who guided Green Bay to a Super Bowl championship, lost in another appearance. Bill Cowher, second time.
Welcome back to CBS's coverage of Super Bowl 41. It's our 16th Super Bowl on CBS. We left.
Finally, football. Patriots will kick it away.
Coaches, and the first little interesting tidbit, John, is Arizona winning the toss with that potent offense and electing to defer.
Yeah, remember the last Super Bowl that Ben Roethlisberger was in? He said he started nervous and was nervous.
See how it all went down. Dwight Freeney, the most watched ankle in the entire week.
We told you he would play.
He went.
Ladies and gentlemen, the newest members of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, Oliver.
Charles, you wanted the last boy.
As if you needed another reminder, the matchup for Super Bowl 45. The Steelers and Packers down.
Super Bowl 46. Now.
Under the roof in Lucas Oil Stadium, the AFC champion winning the coin toss. Bill Belichick, the last
Super Bowl on CBS. The Ravens, the 49ers, the first Super Bowl to be contested here in 11 years.
Super Bowl 48. As we welcome you back for the kickoff of Super Bowl 48.
Open that often. They only open it up for the Arizona Cardinals about 2 or 3 times a year. Not at all this season.
The Hyundai Kickoff Show is presented by the all-new Hyundai Elantra.
Super Bowl 50, Jim Nantz, Bill Sims, CBS. We were there for the first and honored to be here for the 50th.
Matchup by now for Super Bowl 51. The New England Patriots and the Atlanta Falcons.
Weeks of hype, and as the great John Madden used to say, it's time for a game to break out. And not soon enough. New England?
There's plenty.
Hell of a year.
Yeah, thank you very much. You too. You too.
Yeah, it's been good.
I'll tell you what, you get through this week, man, you're like, huh.
Y'all want to be world champions? Yeah. All right, well, guess what? All it takes is everything you got.
Coveted prize. And hello, everyone. I'm
Hardman will bring it out of the end zone. A Pro Bowl returner, and he's out across.
Our Pete Radovich capturing the heartbeat of America and the history that's about to be made and all the hope that is inside the stadium and hopefully all across the country. As
inside, who claims it tonight? A look into the locker room of the Los Angeles Rams, the NFC champions, and across the way, the AFC champion Cincinnati Bengals, ready to tee it up in Super Bowl 56.
Being watched by more than 200 million viewers in more than 180 countries. It's Super Bowl 57 coming your way live from Arizona right here on Fox.